Alright, today I'm going to show you guys how I got Bluetooth with hands-free audio and play, pause, answer, call, Siri controls working on this old school Toyota cassette player. A little overview of what this thing can do. So I have a switch over here. This turns the Bluetooth off and on. It also turns off and on with the car. You can hear that. That's it turning on, and that's it connecting to my phone. It turns off and on with the car, so you don't have to mess with that. And you don't really need this switch. The only reason I added this switch is that sometimes I just like to turn Bluetooth off. Say I'm having a problem with it, or I'm trying to do voice to text or something, and the microphone isn't really picking it up too well, or whatever. I just want a quick, easy way just to turn off the Bluetooth board and turn it back on, or just leave it off. Or if your phone's on low battery, right, and you don't want to draw power, or you're using aux, there's a lot of different reasons why you'd want to turn the Bluetooth off without having to turn the whole car off. All right, here's a little demonstration of what this can do. Play, pause, skip back, skip forward, pause, and then I can actually turn the volume down on the phone itself just by holding the down button. I don't know if you can hear it getting quieter. I need to keep talking to avoid copyright claim though. And then I get back louder, like that. And then I can get Siri just by pressing those at the same time. But I don't actually want Siri right now. And then I think if I click that again, and then if I double click this, it'll call the last person that I called.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Grandma. Sorry, I didn't mean to call you. I was just messing around with my radio.
Oh, okay. Okay.
All right.
Thanks.
All right. Love you, Grandma.
Have a good day.
You too.
Have a good day, my boy.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Sorry about that. Yeah, but the hands-free works. And then I got the Bluetooth mic up here and the aux down there. This is actually my second attempt at getting Bluetooth working. I got it working before. There is a plug-and-play solution. There's actually a few plug-and-play solutions. There's one, oh gosh, I can't remember what the company it's from is, but they started coming out with Bluetooth devices that plugged into the CD changer back in like 2013, 2014. And they look a lot like this, but they're high end. They cost like $200. They also haven't updated it since like 2014. And that was the main. I would have shelled out if they had like Bluetooth 5.0 or newer Bluetooth technology in their devices. But they haven't updated them since for 10 years. I'm not gonna pay $200 for something like that. So China, these things are coming out of China. The online, or like in the pictures, they'll have like heat shrink over this board. So it'll look like black. And then this is a 5+7 Toyota plug. If you have a newer radio, they'll probably have, and if it's a Toyota, it'll probably have the 6+6. But this has the 5+7. This is designed just to plug into the CD changer port, and you can control the Bluetooth theoretically through the face buttons, which is awesome. I would love that, right? So I bought this board. It cost me about, I think, $30-$40. I think it was like $30 if I bought it from China, but I was impatient, so I paid $40 from a US seller. Got it, plugged it in. It works, but not everything works on it. So, for example, the track forward, track back would work, but play and pause would not work. You could not answer an incoming call on the radio with this thing. You had to answer it on your phone. You could end the call though. And the other thing is, if you had your phone turned all the way up on volume, it would distort. So you had to turn it down like at least 3 notches on your phone so to avoid distortion. And then the other thing that just made this thing a deal breaker was that when you're switching audio sources, say you're on your phone, you were, watching a video, and then you go to your, Spotify or your music playlist, and you started, it switched audio from the video to that, there'd be this ringing that would just go through all the speakers, and it was like this echo. It lasts for like 5 seconds maybe, but it was really loud. It was just annoying. And I decided I couldn't do, like, I was using aux. Because I had aux through, I actually, when I first put this together, I had a 5+7 splitter. One of them was going to this. The other one was going to a adapter from the CD changer port just to an aux plug. And I was using aux because the quality was better of the sound, and this thing was just so limited in functionality, and it kind of sounded like crap. I just didn't want it. So I decided to split the aux signal and get another Bluetooth adapter, and then add some controls of my own. So that's what I did. The Bluetooth board, you'll see it when I go over the wiring harness here in a minute. It's I think it's LNBT02 by LANNI. The reason why I bought it is because it had play, pause, forward, back, Siri. It had all the controls, and then it also could do hands-free. And people said it had decent audio quality, and that it had a decent software to like block out people hearing their voice on the other end as well. They have to do something in the software to do that when you're speaking on the phone. Anyway, that's why I bought it, and it sounded way better than this thing. The controls worked way better. The controls on this thing worked, but like I would press this and I'd have to wait like 5 seconds before it actually skipped the track most of the time. It was annoying. This thing is a hunk of junk. Don't waste your money on this. So yeah, the controls work way better on the Bluetooth board I got. The hands-free audio works way better. I can pick up a call here, it answers right away. I can also double tap this and it'll call the last person the last person that I had a conversation on the phone with. It'll call them, without even getting my phone out of the pocket. So yeah, it worked way better. It sounded way better. It's just a better unit. It pairs immediately. It doesn't have any annoying voice prompts at the beginning. It's a great Bluetooth module. So I wired that up and got it working with this guy, and I will show you how I did that. All right, guys, I'm just going to go over essentially the wiring harness that I have for this thing. I'll start with the switch. So I have the power switch. One of these is going all the way back to the 5+7 adapter. The other one goes into this power input right here. And then for the ground, I have the ground running through here, through this, and then in this 5+7, I've tapped in the power. Let's go into the switch, and that's in with that green one right there. And then the ground is in with the black one. It's the third over on the opposite side of this notch. I don't know if you guys can see that. Then going back here, we have the LED. This will turn on when this Bluetooth board is on. And I powered that here, ground, and then you can tap into a 3.5 volt line right there. This one says 3.5 volt or 3.3 volts, but it doesn't really work. So this one is always powered when it's on. This one also goes to the remote controls, which goes to this board normally, and there's 3 different momentary switches here. I desoldered them because I didn't want them you know, getting pressed, and I'll end up taping all this up when I finally put it in the truck, just to keep anything from getting pressed. And then I have, you know, some disconnects if I ever have to take out the switch. And then I have the momentary switches on this switch wired up here. These little pads are just, you know, solder pads for each of these different switches. And I have this one play pause, this one forward, this one next, and then yeah. Only other thing I'm going to talk about is this guy. When this comes from Amazon or wherever you get it, it's not wired correctly. This ground here is to like the vehicle ground, not to the analog ground. And it's like it's in one of these pins over here when you get it. So you gotta open up this case. There's gonna be 2 screws. Don't mangle the thing like I did, thinking that it just pops off. You gotta take the screws out and take this thing off. You'll pull out this connector, and then you'll use like a sewing needle to kind of pop the pin loose, so you can pull this out and put it over there. I guess if all else failed, you could just, if you broke it or something, you could just solder straight to the pins, but you can save it if you do it right. And then I have this guy going to this splitter because I wanted to maintain an aux. And then the other one is going to this Bluetooth board. This right here is soldered in somewhere around here into this aux cord right here, and this is gonna solder into the other aux. I know it looks weird because it looks like these 2 are going into here, but it's really this one and this one going into this one, then which goes into the stereo. All right,